The LL has said back in the day, they don't call it a comeback. I've been there for years. And this is what the Braves have done here. Don't call what we're seeing with the Braves anything that's new or anything like that. Braves have been doing this for years. These young guys come up and they turn into stars.
Yeah, two organizations come to my mind, Case, when I think of young guys that turn into stars right out the way. They don't go through that little freshman slump, sophomore slump. They come in the gates hot. And you can go back to the 80s, 90s, and start talking about young Brave stars that came out and got hot. And these are, Case, you know, you're a lot older than me, so these are a lot of guys that you played against. You know what I'm saying?
I know, you're right. That's true. See why? Speak the truth. I played against Ron again.
Ron Dent and David Justice coming out the gate, young Brave stars. I mean, and when you see these games, these aren't just ho-hum games. They were in playoff races. They were doing this stuff in the playoffs, coming out the gates hot to where you get called up. This is 19 years old.
Dude, I played with Andrew Jones in the '96 Carolina League All-Star game. Next thing you know, like, he's hitting tanks in the World Series. You gotta be kidding.
And where were you?
I was at University of Richmond studying.
Andrew Jones, Rafael Furcal came in the gate playing a solid shortstop, tearing the cover off the ball.
Frenchie.
Yeah, we go a little more recent. Jeff Francoeur. I mean, everybody remembers when Jeff Francoeur and Brian McCann made their debuts. You see his boys. I mean, this is a veteran squad. You see B-Mac getting up, showing them some love. And B-Mac was the man.
He was the man.
When he came in, another young guy, when he gets the opportunity, he doesn't go through that funk of not feeling like he doesn't belong yet. The team around him makes these guys feel comfortable. You have Acuna. When he came into the league, he's like, man, is this the best player in baseball?
Yeah.
As soon as he came out, Acuna, Ozzie Albies, none of these guys went through that little funk in their rookie seasons. And now, currently, you have a couple other guys. Michael Harris, one of the top prospect in the game for the Braves. He's come in and looked like a 10-year veteran. Ever since the first week I saw him play, he's able to hit the ball all over the field, hit for power, steal bases. And when you look at this guy's on base numbers in his last couple years since getting drafted, he can do everything. He was drafted in 2019, Case. Wow. Didn't play in 2020 because of COVID. And right out the gate, him and Vaughn Grissom have come out the gate and showed the power combination, the speed combination. And what I really love about what the Braves are doing, both of these guys did not play above Double-A.
Okay.
They went straight from Double-A to the big leagues. And that's a huge deal because there's so many teams that when you get these guys, they're like, oh, man, we have to send them to AAA. But when you look at their career stats in the minor leagues, these guys show that they're high on-base percentage guys. When you see Vaughn Grissom, he was getting on base, he was stealing bags. You see 27 bags this season between high A and Double-A. Why do we need to waste our time going to AAA and try to figure out if these guys can play? Michael Harris, same thing. You go from 2019 to 2022. He was productive everywhere that he had significant at-bats in. 27 stolen bases for him as well. And bringing them to the Braves, a lot of the top prospects that we talk about, the Bobby Witts, the Julio Rodriguez, all those guys, although they're having great seasons, when they came with their teams, they had to go right to the middle lineup, right out the gate. They didn't get a chance to ease their way in to put that extra pressure on. What I really like about what the Braves did with these two young players, Michael, he's been at the bottom of the lineup. He's in 9
still
all year long. He's still hitting 9th.
Yeah.
So you have these guys in today's lineup, they're hitting 8th and 9th. They're coming in, they're able to get their feet wet. They don't feel like they have to do too much because you're not putting them in the 3-hole right out the gate. You're not putting them in the 5-hole at the gate. Put them in the 8-9 hole, let them earn their stripes, get comfortable in the big leagues, go out and have exceptional success. And then if you can go out here and do your thing, we show that we will reward you. If you play well in the minor leagues, we will bring you up to the big leagues. And a lot of people say that message, but a lot of people don't follow through with it. They're like, oh, no, we're worried about his clock. We're worried about this. No, we're worried about winning right now, and the Braves do a great job at that.
They're doing a great job. And then there's also another guy in there, Austin Riley.
We don't want the big fella now.
Might be like one of the, in the MVP race of the league. I mean, you're right. You're right, Sue. I love that. I love going back, too, to look at some of the guys that I was with, but they just keep churning these good young players out, and they develop so well, and they do a great job of having good players at the big league level. You're right. They don't need to throw the star prospects in the 3-4 hole. They can develop them.
That's why Braves are going to be good for a long, long time.
And they pay them.
Yeah,
and they pay them early and they keep them.
That's smart.
Austin Riley just signed that 10-year, $212
Acuna, Riley, and Albies all locked up.